Alright, day one on the XH Panelvan, good old lightning girl. So anyway, so I ripped the interior out, well, the seats, that's all there is to a ute basically. So jobs list, I got the seats out. They were a bloody nuisance, those bolts, because the door was obviously leaking and that bolt there was bloody so difficult to get out. Plus the seats were jammed, so you couldn't move the seats back and forward. So to belt the seats, bloody use the old penetrate stuff, and just spent about an hour trying to get the seat to move. So you can't get to these back bolts with the seat all the way back. So I belted it enough and it got moving. Eventually it released, but man, it was a pain. Sorry about the noise I've got. I'm standing in front of the aircon condenser for the house. So yeah, got them out. They're Torx 80, T80. So just be mindful before you go and attack the seat. You need a Torx 80 drill bit. Passenger was fine. That one again was a little bit tight, but overall not too bad. There was a couple of screws I couldn't get out, so I had to break stuff, but it is what it is. There's a few more bits of damage you can see from where she's all charcoal. So it's pretty interesting stuff. So anyway, jobs, right, doors off. I took the doors off because I didn't want to be working in this bloody environment with doors on. So, and they were knackered. The standard, all the rust was buggered there. The hinges are actually not too bad. There's a little bit of movement there, but really not a lot. A little bit of rust repair need to be done, but that's okay, I can do that. And that's another reason I need the doors off, I need to attack that. So pull the doors off, I'll show you the doors in a minute. Seats out. I fitted the Smartlock bypassed gear. So that was a pretty easy job, just follow the instructions basically. As you can see, got to attack that, yep. So anyway, it's in the ECU. It tells you in the instructions what it does and where to fit it on the ECU. I've still got to connect that up into the dash yet. So, but anyway, there's 3 wires you normally use. It tells you which pin to cut to. So basically, it's it just jump off the black and white. It's just positive, negative jump, and that's your false signal. The yellow one's your false signal instead of the Smartlock signal. So that's the first step. Easy to get out. One screw, that whole thing comes off. You can, one screw on the top of that, one bolt that is, and that takes the whole pin off, and you can access everything easy there. And that was the first job. The second one was the bypass. So that's the second job, which you need to get into the BCM for, not into it, but you need to access the BCM, so that's the crank inhibit. So on the XH, it might be windy here, sorry. Anyway, on the XH BCM, up under there, there's my finger, it's on just above your right foot on your accelerator. The instructions say it's over here somewhere near the center console, but it's not. It's straight up there on the XH anyway, but it's probably the same on XGs and whatever. So there's 2 big bolts. You just pull out the big bolts, the whole BCM comes down, and away you go. You just short the 2 red and blue wires. You just short them at the BCM. That's pretty straightforward, that job. So the next job was I bought a new instrument cluster for this, but I didn't realise this one has a sports one. It's got a different cluster on it. So what I did, I pulled this whole thing out. So it's quite easy. 2 screws up top. You need a 90-degree screwdriver for that. So they're about $2. Screw there, screw there. And there's 2 screws right underneath there. So I'll show you. Basically position here, but you've got to come in on an angle like that. So if you've got your seats in, you've basically got to get your finger like that in that position. You can feel 2 little screws, one little Phillips head screw, The other one is, you do that again, just there. So you feel it, there's only one. You don't try and look for them because they're bloody difficult to find. You can feel them, you get your screwdriver in there, and the screwdriver's on a really funny angle. So it's basically half point, 45 degrees. They come out easy enough. So then that comes off. You just got a couple of two on this side. You've got to just undo the pins and pull them out. One on this side, undo the pin, pull out the terminal. And then that thing just peels off easy. And then you've got 4 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 screws that hold in the cluster. And then that just comes out. And there's two on one terminal link there, and there's another one over on this side. This one came out easy. This one was a mother, real prick. It would not release. So I had to use a little 90-degree hook to hook on and then pull it down. It was a prick, actually. So I don't know whether it's just because it hasn't come out before or what, I don't know. But anyway, they come out and then that whole cluster comes out. So all I did was just disassemble it. You can take the plastic off. I'll show you. Oh, get away from this fan. So the plastic just comes off with the clips around the outside. There's 2 screws at the back here. Plastic's off, and then this outer cover comes off. That black cover just comes off, and then you've got 2 screws on the back here and here. And there's 2 screws on the inside over here and here. And then you can open it and you've got full access to it. So because mine was all black, all burnt out from sun damage or whatever, all I did was I just got a screwdriver and scraped all the cover off. I just scraped it off. Scraped all the tint and all that crap off. So I didn't actually end up swapping the cluster. So that's what it looks like. It doesn't have the tint on it, but that's what it looks like anyway. Plus I cleaned all the plastic and it come up really, really, really nice. So anyway, so that job was another one. The other one, I've got the fuel pump in and temporarily connected up some pump, the lines, so they're good. I just don't have another clip on bloody, I don't know, whatever I've gone plug, whatever. So yeah, I've got to get another one of them. But anyway, I've got it wired up good enough. So that's pumping. You can, when you turn the ignition on, you can hear the fuel pump go ring. So which is good to know. The other thing was that thing. Yeah. So I put that in the old cat converter. I put the cat converter on. Other than that, that's about my day. Yeah, that's about my day. So, yeah, anyway, so that's what it was. So I gave her a bit of a test run and it didn't crank still. So I did some more wire chasing and some more Googling, and it looks like it's a neutral start switch might be another problem. I've also emailed the supplier to ask him if, when you turn the ignition on, whether the Smartlock light still comes on or not. But with mine, when I turn the ignition on, the Smartlock light still comes on. So I don't know whether that means there's more going on with that system or what, or whether that's perfectly normal. So yeah, that's pretty well what I did. So I've got to get a new neutral start switch ordered in. And that's about it. So that's where I'm up to. Neutral start switch is the next job, which I'll have to order one in. But in the meantime, I'll do the repair on these doors. I'll repair those. I'll just replace the sections of metal that go into these. They're all rusted. Standard fault for all these cars, for all these era cars, all the standard fault. I've already done a video on how to fix them. It's on my previous videos if people are interested, but I'm not going to show you how to do it because I've already shown people how to do it. The other thing I vacuumed her up. Look at that, she's nice and clean, which was nice to get a nice clean car, and I'm going to give the carpet a bit of a clean and all that, which is good. I'll chuck some fish oil on all the rust until I get to it. At least then I can get the rust a bit soft and at least protect it a bit between now and then. So yeah, future plans, I'll go through that on another video. But yeah, as for the two cars, they're just sitting here talking to each other at the moment. The old 2XEs, they're just having a nice old chat. Look at them, hear them talking about their last 40 years. Anyway, probably making each other jealous or something. Anyway, so that's what I'm up to. Cool. Oh yeah, I'll have to change a bit of, I think I've got a power steering leak, and I've got to change the valve cover seal, blah blah blah. Change the plugs, which I've got a spare set of plugs sitting here ready to go, and leads. So yep, just going to do the normal stuff while I wait for parts. Anyway, I've just got to work out how you get to the distributor. That doesn't look like fun. It's down under there, so that's going to be pretty tight. Anyway, that's for another day. Cool. Cheers, eh?